Hello everyone. Today, I would like to talk about two men who became persecuted as their conflict with Minamoto no Yoritomo became more serious. Early life and achievements in the Genpei War. Yoshitsune was born as the ninth son of Minamoto no Yashitomo. His childhood name was Ushiwakamaru. Because his mother was a woman of low social status, he was left in the care of Karama Temple during his childhood. As he grew older, when his older brother, Yoritomo, raised an army to overthrow the Taira clan, Yoshitsune joined him. Yoshitsune demonstrated his extraordinary military talent and performed outstandingly in numerous battles. Conflict with Yoritomo and his tragic end. After the downfall of the Taira clan, Yoshitsune was given an official position by the imperial court, but Yoritomo was not pleased with this. Yoritomo was jealous of Yoshitsune's achievements, and was wary of Yoshitsune having independent relations with the imperial court. Yoritomo did not invite Yoshitsune to Kamakura, and eventually issued an order to pursue him. After fleeing from various places, Yoshitsune sought refuge with Fujiwara no Hidehira in Ashu. However, after Hidehira's death, his son Yasuhira succumbed to pressure from Yoritomo and killed Yoshitsune, 1189. He died at the young age of 31. Personalities and legends. Yoshitsune is said to have excelled in martial arts, especially archery and horsemanship, and was also resourceful and capable of planning and executing daring strategies. Because of his dramatic life, Yoshitsune has become the subject of many legends and stories. Meeting with Benkei. There is a famous legend that the two became master and servant while fighting over a sword on Gojo Bridge. Tragic love story with Shizuka Guzan. The tragic love story with the Shirabayoshi dancer Shizuka Guzan is also passed down. Legend of Yoshitsune's journey north. There is also a legend that Yoshitsune did not die, but traveled to the continent and became Genghis Khan. This is not a historical fact, but it shows Yoshitsune's popularity. Influence on future generations. Despite his tragic end, Minamoto no Yoshitsune is strongly associated with the image of an outstanding military commander, and has been portrayed in various fields, including literature, theater, and painting in later generations. There are many works in traditional Japanese performing arts, such as No, Kabuki, and Jururi, that are based on Yoshitsune. Even today, Yoshitsune continues to be portrayed as a fascinating character in various media, including novels, manga, and games. Benkei is a very famous man who served Minamoto no Yoshitsune. He is known as a hero and is the subject of many legends. Let me tell you more about him. Origins and life as a monk. There are many theories about Benkei's origins, but nothing is known for certain. Theory that he was the son of the head priest of Kumano. One theory is that he was a prodigy named Anawakanoko. He trained in the mountains from a young age and is said to have studied on Mount High. Legend has it that in his youth, he traveled around the country as a monk, trying to collect 1,000 swords. He is said to have challenged passing samurai to a duel on Gojo Bridge in Kyoto, eventually collecting 999 swords. Meeting with Yoshitsune and his achievements as a retainer. The man from whom Benkei was trying to steal his 1,000th sword was Ushiwakamaru, later known as Minamoto no Yoshitsune. The two men fought fiercely at Gojo Bridge, but Benkei was so impressed by Yoshitsune's speed and strength that he surrendered and became his retainer. This meeting scene is a famous episode that links Yoshitsune and Benkei. After becoming Yoshitsune's retainer, he supported his lord with his incredible strength and loyalty, and excelled in many difficult situations. In the Battle of Ichinatani, he helped Yoshitsune with his surprise attack and fought bravely. It is said that during the Battle of Yashima, he took the enemy's arrows in place of Yoshitsune. Even after Yoshitsune was pursued by Yoritomo, she remained loyal to him until the end, fleeing from place to place. Final moments. After Yoshitsune sought refuge with Fujiwara Hidehira in Ashu, pressure from Yoritomo led Hidehira's son, Yasuhira, to kill Yoshitsune. During the Battle of Kanugawa, 1189, Benkei stood tall among the enemy troops to protect his lord, Yoshitsune, and is said to have remained standing even after being hit by countless arrows. This Benkei standing still is a famous anecdote that symbolizes his loyalty and heroic end. Personalities and legends. Benkei is often portrayed as a hero with unparalleled strength, but there is also a theory that he was skilled not only in military prowess but also in strategy. He had an extremely deep loyalty to his lord, Yoshitsune, and many anecdotes attest to this. His unique appearance and behavior made a strong impression on people in later generations, giving rise to various stories and legends. He is often depicted with a large physique, skillfully wielding a naginata. I also have the impression that he was not only powerful, but also had a somewhat humorous side to him. Influence on future generations. Benkei, along with Yoshitsune, is a very popular figure in Japanese history and culture. He plays important roles alongside Yoshitsune in many traditional performing arts, including no, kabuki, and jururi. The scenes in which Benkei plays an especially powerful role are one of the highlights. Even today, he appears in various media such as novels, manga, anime, and games, and his bold characters are loved by many people. Conflict with Yoritomo and expulsion from Kyoto. After the Battle of Danura, Yoshitsune was given an official position by the imperial court, but Yoritomo did not recognize this and did not invite Yoshitsune to Kamakura. Yoritomo was jealous of Yoshitsune's achievements, and was wary of him building an independent relationship with the imperial court. In an attempt to appease Yoritomo's displeasure, Yoshitsune sent letters and dispatched Benkei to Kamakura, but Yoritomo's attitude did not change. Finally, Yoritomo gave the order to pursue Yoshitsune, and Yoshitsune was exiled from Kyoto. A fugitive from place to place. Yoshitsune, along with a few retainers including Benkei, flees from place to place as if acting as a secret service. He hid in various places, such as Setsu Yoshino and Ise, but Yoritomo was relentless in his pursuit, and he lived a life of constant danger. There are many stories and hardships along the way. The Legend of Attica Barrier. This is a famous episode from No and Kabuki. When Yoshitsune and his party were fleeing north, they were suspected by the barrier guard Togashi Seimin at Attica Barrier. Benkei disguised his lord Yoshitsune as a baggage carrier, read out a fake kenjincho, documents to collect funds for the construction of temples and shrines, and even beat Yoshitsune with a cane to clear his suspicions. It is said that Togashi was touched by Benkei's quick thinking and loyalty, and let the party through. Parting with Shizuka Guzen, Yoshitsune is forced to part with his beloved Shizuka Guzen during his escape. Shizuka is captured and sent to Kamakura, where she sings a song of love for Yoshitsune before Yoritomo and meets a tragic end. Fleeing to Hiraizumi in Ashu and his final days. After fleeing, Yoshitsune sought refuge with Fujiwara Hidehira in Ashu, who took him under his wing and welcomed him with open arms. Benkei also spends some time in peace with Yoshitsune in Hiraizumi. However, after Hidehira died in 1187, his son, Fujiwara no Yasuhira, succumbed to pressure from Yoritomo and decided to kill Yoshitsune. In 1189, Yoshitsune's Koramagawa mansion was attacked by Yasuhira's troops. It is said that Benkei fought bravely to protect his lord, standing with his arms folded in the middle of the enemy army, and did not fall even though he was hit by countless arrows all over his body. Benkei is stranded. Although Yoshitsune was able to buy himself some time thanks to Benkei's fierce fighting, he ultimately committed suicide. Fleeing to Hiraizumi in Ashu and his final days. After fleeing, Yoshitsune sought refuge with Fujiwara Hidehira in Ashu, who took him under his wing and welcomed him with open arms. Benkei also spends some time in peace with Yoshitsune in Hiraizumi. However, after Hidehira died in 1187, his son, Fujiwara no Yasuhira, succumbed to pressure from Yoritomo and decided to kill Yoshitsune. In 1189, Yoshitsune's Koramagawa mansion was attacked by Yasuhira's troops. It is said that Benkei fought bravely to protect his lord, standing with his arms folded in the middle of the enemy army, and did not fall even though he was hit by countless arrows all over his body. Benkei is stranded. Although Yoshitsune was able to buy himself some time thanks to Benkei's fierce fighting, he ultimately committed suicide. Legend of Yoshitsune's northward journey. In historical fact, Yoshitsune is said to have died at Kanugawa River, but there are various legends of Yoshitsune's northern journey that say he actually survived and fled north, eventually reaching Ezo, Hokkaido, and then the mainland. In this legend, Benkei is also said to have traveled north with Yoshitsune. These legends show the strong feelings people had towards Yoshitsune and Benkei. After the Battle of Danura, Yoshitsune and Benkei lived days full of hardship, in stark contrast to their former glory. However, Benkei's loyalty and the bond between the two men during their escape have been passed down to posterity, and continue to capture the hearts of many people. Fujiwara no Yasuhiro was a military commander from the end of the Heian period to the beginning of the Kamakura period, and the fourth, and last, head of the Ashu Fujiwara clan. His father was Fujiwara no Hidehira, who built up a powerful clan. After his father's death, Yasuhira's life was full of ups and downs, including a deterioration in his relationship with Minamoto no Yoritamo, the death of Minamoto no Yoshitsune, and the downfall of the Ashu Fujiwara clan. Early life and succession. He is said to have been born around 1155. Although his father, Hidehira, had a legitimate son, Kunihira, Yasuhiro was favored by Hidehira and was selected as his successor, which led to discord between the brothers. Hidehira understood that the brothers Minamoto no Yoritamo and Minamoto no Yoshitsune were at odds, and he sought to maintain the power of the Ashu Fujiwara clan by protecting Yoshitsune. It is said that he left a will for Yasuhira, telling him to side with either Yoritamo or Yoshitsune, whoever was the stronger. Yoshitsune's protection and Yoritamo's pressure. When Hidehira died in 1187, Yasuhira inherited the family headship and, following his father's will, continued to protect Yoshitsune. However, Yoritamo strongly demanded the surrender of Yoshitsune and continued to put pressure on the Ashu Fujiwara clan. Yasuhira was troubled by Yoritamo's hardline stance and fear of an all-out confrontation with Kamakura if he hid Yoshitsune. Attack on Yoshitsune and suicide. In April 1189, the fifth year of the Bunji era, 1189, Yasuhira finally succumbed to pressure from Yoritamo and attacked Yoshitsune's Koramagawa mansion with several hundred soldiers. Yoshitsune fought bravely but was outnumbered and committed suicide along with his wife and children. He was 31 years old. Yasuhira attempted to make peace with Kamakura by offering Yoshitsune's head to Yoritamo. Yoritamo's conquest of Ashu and Yasuhira's escape. However, Yoritamo decided to invade Ashu because Yasuhira had killed Yoshitsune without the permission of the imperial court. Yasuhira resisted against Yoritamo, who led a large army, by building defensive fortifications at Mount Atsukashi and other places, but suffered successive defeats, including the death of his younger brother, Kunihira. Yasuhira set fire to Hiraizumi and fled north. Final moments. Yoritamo ordered a search for Yasuhira. Yasuhira sought refuge in Yano-Saku, Hinai County, present-day Odate City, Akita Prefecture, with Kawada no Jiro, who had once served Hidehira, but Kawada Jiro defected to Yoritamo and killed Yasuhira. It is said that Yasuhira's head was sent to Kamakura and put on display. This marked the end of a history spanning 4 generations and approximately 100 years of the Ashu Fujiwara clan. Portrait. It is sometimes said that Yasuhira lacked the outstanding leadership and decisiveness of his father, Hidehira. He is often portrayed as a man who was torn between the pressure from Yoritamo and the dangers of protecting Yoshitsune, and who ultimately met a tragic end. However, he is also praised for his efforts to resist the powerful Kamakura shogunate to the very end. The life of Fujiwara Yasuhira symbolizes the end of the glory of the Ashu Fujiwara clan and a major step towards national unification by Minamoto no Yoritamo. His decisions and final moments have sparked much discussion in later generations.